Got the mayor's report. That's good. It's over with. City administrator.
Down here. I won't be quite as quick, but as long as I go over here so you don't forget me that. I'm gonna let you give my report too. Okay. Good evening. Is it on? Yeah. Okay. Doesn't sound like it though. Next executive session for the collective bargaining agreement related items will be on Tuesday, October 13th, as we don't have a meeting that Monday for the day off. Council will be presented with the next iteration of the proposal from the Public Works Clerical Union. Lance and I will also have recommendations to help council in preparing the city's counter proposal. The next negotiations meeting with the Public Works Clerical Union is scheduled for this Thursday, the 1st, in City Hall. Lance and I will be presenting the city's counter proposal as directed by the City Council. I have now had meetings with the Mayor, Technology Committee, and Ron Tiedemann, the IT Director for the City of Milton, regarding the potential change of who will be providing the city a specific IT service. This will be further discussed with the Technology Committee this month on the 15th and be brought before Council on the 19th workshop. Now, the 19th workshop is supposed to be held aside for the budget, but I think this is a big part of the budget, so we'll definitely talk about that with Council and get their direction. Staff is busy working on completing the proposed preliminary budget for 2016, which is due by next Monday. We'll try and get it to council by Friday, so you have more time to look at it. But by state code, the date is October 5th, so I think we can get it to you this Friday. We're not going to go over it next Monday's meeting, but we're going to give it to you so you're ready to talk about it with us on the 19th. Staff is also working on completing the answers to the council members' questions from the last budget workshop we had on August 31st. And these answers will come back before the 19th, probably maybe around the 12th, so you have a while to look at that as well. Auburn's IT has installed and calibrated the new switch in the city's replacement border router, which the last one had broken down. This was completed and set up this last weekend. The setup will facilitate the city center campus buildings they function properly regarding internet connectivity. So let's hope that works. The state audit for 2014 continues, is now in its third week. Hoping to get that done in November, maybe sooner though. The two RFPs that were approved by council for the audio video system and the website redevelopment services closing dates are this Friday. Thus far, we've received 3 vendors interested in providing an audio video system, so that looks good, and 2 for the website redevelopment services. This should come before the council on the 13th council meeting. And we'll try and see if we can get it together for next week's meeting, although I'm not a promise because we won't have it until Friday. So I was thinking if we get it to you by the 13th, you can give us direction even though it's a council meeting on which one you want to choose for. So we'll be talking with the mayor and we'll get back to you on next Monday with what we have. And finally, the Uniform Union voted unanimously to ratify the collective bargaining agreement last Thursday, the 24th. So that's all then. Any questions?
Well, nobody got any questions, and thank you, Rich. Next one will be court. It doesn't show that it's in the packet, so I'm not sure. Community services, it shows it should be in your packet. Public Works.
Evening, Council. My report will be short tonight, not as short as the mayor's, but short nonetheless. First off, just want to do a little bit of a setup for the budget workshop on the 26th. One of the things that you'll be hearing about through the Public Works presentation is some of the Public Works needs. So just to leave that thought with you going into that meeting, is I wanted to share with you some of the challenges we're having with some of our aging infrastructure. And through this point of the time, or year to date for 2015, we have had 31 water breaks or leaks within the water distribution system. I will say that the majority of those, 19 of those, are related to the Valentine Road reconstruction project. We have also had 9 sewer breaks or blockages or overspills up to this point in the year. And so I just want to call that to your attention, and you'll hear more about what that means and how we would like to budget for that going forward in 16. Closer to home, and as the season begins to change, one of the things that changes along with that is the closure of the park. So King County Flood Control District has informed us that they will be closing the park the week of October 12th. So we don't have an exact date that week, but we do know that the HESCOs will be filled and moved into place sometime during that week. And of course, our staff will be doing our winterizing and getting the park ready to winter over for this season. Lastly, and just to wrap up on a bit of good news, is the Stewart Road project. The new signal there at Stewart and Thornton, all the electrical components are in. King County Signal Shop will be doing the testing this week, and I would expect that signal should go live sometime this week. That actual activation of the signal, we don't have the date. That's a King County Signal Shop call, is when everything's tested out 100%, and then they can activate the signal. So that's just another milestone in the project, and we're marching along on that. That's the Public Works report tonight, unless there's any questions.
Anybody have any questions? Lance? Okay, thank you, Lance. Jack, I guess you're up.
Yes, I am.
Community Development Department.
Council members, I have a short report tonight. Number one, in terms of the marijuana enforcement, Attorney and I have contact with the hearings examiner staff. Their administrative system to set up what they call pre-conference telephone meetings to set up a timeline for looking at asking for a summary judgment from the hearing examiner. So that's being set up. So likely having some more action going on early next month on this. And hopefully we'll get, I can't guarantee that'll be the end of everything, but knowing some of the characters involved, but we're definitely taking the steps to deal with the remaining medical marijuana businesses in the city. Secondly, the Planning Commission at their last meeting, they looked at some revisions to the landscaping code, and want to bring those over to the Governance Committee at the next meeting. I believe that's October 6th. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
And we'll get you a pack of information this week to be sent out to you. Lastly, just real quick, we have the first of hopefully many what I call informational development brochures that are actually at the counter for community development and public works. It's regarding fences and frequently asked questions regarding fences and fence heights and how high they can be in the front and rear and side yards. So there's a brochure up there if you'd like to take a quick look at it, see what we have. We're going to be trying to provide a number of those type of brochures for commonly asked questions regarding the zoning code. That's my report.
Anybody got any questions, Jack?
I feel self-conscious about these things.
Okay, looks like we have public safety.
Good evening. I don't have much to report other than today we got the last of the new cars delivered from Oregon, and they're all in service as I speak. So the vendor turned out to be great. We took first 2 cars down there, and then they delivered each car. And we had to put no time and effort into it. It's great doing business, good customer service.
Can you tell us again how much savings you gave the city by sending them down to Oregon?
Roughly $3,000.
Good job. Did we have to pay tax? Yes. Oregon doesn't have tax. We have to pay the tax. Call you tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not already. I have one other question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
From the meeting we had, public safety meeting we had, last week, do you feel there's a need to have a meeting on October, actually, it would be October 15th, because if we have Columbus Day, or whatever they're calling that day now, on the 13th, then we'll be having our council meeting on the 14th.
So we're at 12th and then 13th.
13.
So our council meeting is not on Monday.
It's on the 13th,
It's on the 13th.
which is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, do you feel a need to have a council meeting, or so? Yes, we have to have council meeting, I understand that. Public safety meeting,
Well, there's nothing on the agenda at this time.
okay. Okay. Then I will let Amy know as we get closer, whether or not.
I told Amy I'll try to keep in contact with her too if something develops.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody got any questions? What do you think you done?